Hello, dear viewer. Welcome to a daily talk with me, Rachel Gichari. And so today we're going to talk about teenage pregnancy. With me here at Gentleman, Mr. Dave Guerrero and Martin. Okay, so Mr. Dave, what is your view on teenage pregnancy?
In the recent the years that is this new era, this new decade, we've seen a lot of teenagers actually getting pregnant and not fulfilling their life's ambitions, since they bring a new life that needs attention. So it's something that has actually been in a rise this fact.
Okay, and what are the basic causes of the teenage pregnancy? Because I basically understand it's a problem affecting mostly teenagers between 15 years to 18 years. So what are the main causes of the teenage pregnancy?
I think the main cause of teenage pregnancy is the fact that nowadays parents don't really have time for their children. You know, in the 21st century, the place whereby you find that parents go to work and leave their children here alone at home, and no one parent them. And also another problem is boarding schools. You know, in boarding school, people are segregated in a manner. Now, these are the teenagers, the age between 15, 18 there. Yeah, these are the people who should be with their parents, being taught life values. But you get there in boarding schools. So when they get out for holidays, what happens? They'll want the freedom they didn't have. Yes. What next? You know, then teenage pregnancy.
So what other causes do you say they lead to teenage pregnancy?
Causes of teenage pregnancy. One of them, I think, just as my brother said, the parents don't have time for the parenting role. It has actually shifted from the parents to the teachers. And now the teachers are bearing the heavy weight of actually molding the character of these youth. So what I can say about these things that it is in a high rise that actually right now is happening, and the parents they can't even voice and have a voice of what's going on with the teenage. And also another cause of this thing is the social media. I think the kind of content that the teenagers are consuming, what they're receiving from the social media, is actually shaping their thinking. And they think that engaging in marital sex is something right. And they are oblivious of the fact that engaging in these things may be putting their lives at risk, actually the teenagers. So they come up and the morals are actually not right.
Yeah, and can we say that poor background can lead to that? Because you see, in most cases, some children are forced with their parents maybe to get into that thing. Not sure they can maybe help their families. Can we say that there's poor background?
Yes, so you know, poor background is also good for you because you're poor, then you are like you want to fend for your family, and this is most common in the coast and I think Western and Nyanza, because you find that their parents are unemployed, so they want to fend for their parents. So during the holidays, what they'll do is they'll engage into premarital sex and also sexual work. Yeah, so that they may fend. So poor background is a major cause. And I also wanted to add on something Dave was saying, like teenage pregnancy is something that is on a rise because of social media, because you know social media and the TV we watch today is all about the Western world. And the Western world is influencing us in a manner that they are also not doing the things they are doing on TV. You know, on TV they are acting, but in real life they are really, yes, they have relationships, but they have been taught how to deal with this relationship.
Okay, and according to this, do you blame the girl child or the boy child?
Actually, right now, the person that you can blame is both parties, because you know, gender-wise, they are equal. So I don't think it's right to blame the boy child or blame the feminine gender. I think we are being let down by a certain age bracket in this society. We have the religious leaders that should be actually advocating for something to be done, and also we have that is the older age bracket. They should do something. I think they are the ones who are most likely to be blamed as far as this thing called teenage pregnancy. And because life
So you can't blame the girl child or the boy child saying maybe they
can
trying to.
never do that because there's consent between these two.
They both had.
I tend to think that because in some issues, you find that maybe the guy lured the girl with something and got up to that. So can you really blame the boy child?
Sometimes the girl lured really, if you feel like you're being lured, then that's rape. And that's now not getting into the consensual sex.
Yeah.
And also rape is a cause, by the way. But I think when it comes to luring, no, that's rape.
Okay, maybe just to add on something. There are these older men.
Yeah.
There are these older men. So I was talking about blaming the older generation.
Yeah.
They're preying on these young ones. See?
Yeah.
There's that connotation that these young ones, they are still fresh.
Yeah.
Without being aware of the dangers that they are exposing these young ones. There can be those complications that come as a result of giving back. So the older generation, more so these guys in the transport sector, these border,
Yeah.
they are doing a great work in making sure that
Yeah.
teenage pregnancy.
Spreading teenage pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
and
much.
also, I want to bring up, you say the older people. Where these older people also sometimes come in, like in the lake region, there's something that is on the rise whereby these old fishermen prey on young sellers, fish sellers who are girls. So for you to get the fish, you have to actually engage in and stuff. And that's a major cause. So we have to blame also the old people. So it's not just the girls and the boys here, the people up here also.
Okay, so because it has led to low education achievement, medical complications, there are even cases of maybe reduced earnings because of the issue. Assuming you brought the kids home to your parents and they were even struggling to afford your fees, now you brought another young one home. So what would you advise people on the issue of teenage pregnancy? How can we have that issue in society today? Especially now they're on holiday and most of them are idle. Some of them don't have parents to take care of them. So what can you tell them?
The communities should organize themselves and come up with activities that actually engage these youth, like sports, and also this team building. You see, so these constructive activities and also educating these youth. I think this is the way to go in action, and also use the practical aspect of showing these teenagers the actual dangers of engaging in marital sex. Yeah.
I also think they should be educated, and also to emphasize, we should really emphasize on the educating part of it. They should be taught the dangers of having marital sex and the consequences, because sometimes the marital sex will cause some complications. You are young and you are engaging with a big man or something. Yeah, so there are complications involved. They should be taught how to use contraceptives. Actually, contraceptives will not come in. That's a very big wrong on the part of our educators today, because you get
They're very young.
yeah, they're very young. They should not, but they should be taught to use this stuff like condoms, because it plays a key role.
Okay, thank you a lot. Thanks a lot for getting time to talk to me about that issue. And any young child there out there, you're facing an issue, someone is luring you or trying to force you to do something against your will. There are children organizations taking care of that. You can report the person and also try and take care of yourself. Thank you.